Phir Aayi Haseen Dilruba, the sequel to Haseen Dilruba, which came out in 2021, is out on Netflix. Part 1, written by Kanika Dhillon and directed by Vinil Matthew, was an interesting watch and was well received. But does the sequel match up to it? Let's go ahead and find out. So here's a quick summary of what you need to know about part 1. Taapsee is married to Vikrant Maase in an arranged marriage and they have issues. Then Harshvardhan Rane, Vikrant's cousin, comes to live with them and has an affair with Taapsee. Well, long story short, by the end of the story, Taapsee and Vikrant Maase are deeply in love and kill Harshvardhan Rane, and Vikrant cuts off its hand with a tattoo of Taapsee's name on it and leaves it at the crime scene, indicating he has died. So well, in part 2, they show that Taapsee has her own beauty parlor now and meets Vikrant Maase on the sly as the police still thinks he's dead. In the meantime, Sunny Kaushal bumps into her and begins to fall for her. And well, I won't say a lot more, but as you can guess, things get messed up with the three of them. So starting off, I would say the acting. The movie has some very good actors, not just the leads but even the supporting actors do a very good job and everyone fits his or her role really well. Next, the cinematography. The lighting for a lot of the scenes is very good and one scene at a mela is shot especially well. Though there are no grand sets and the film had to be more in a real space look-wise, the DOP has used certain elements like rain, fire, police lights very well to add a certain mood to the scenes. The movie also has some good dialogues which add a certain punch to the scene without overdoing it. The background music for the most part flows well with the story as well and nothing seems jarring or off. I honestly would say the writing to a certain extent. The movie's first 40 minutes or so are very slow, weird and just blah. And honestly, given that this is an OTT and not a theatre, there's a very good chance you might not have the patience to sit through it. However, post this, the movie does really pick up pace and gets pretty interesting till around the climax, which again is a little stretched. Honestly, another problem I had is that a lot of the plot points were too predictable. You know Sunny Kaushal's character is going to be messed up just based on how clean they portray him to be. You know a certain event is going to happen just because, well, I know for example that this character cannot die so soon in the movie. So while they build it up like, oh my god, this just happened, you as the audience aren't always shocked as you know what logically is going to happen next. Also, if you haven't watched the first part, there are barely any scenes between Vikrant Maase and Taapsee, so you never really feel their love. So you'd at times just not feel the motive of the characters to act a certain way, not having watched part 1. In the movie's second half, it gets way too overindulgent with twists and turns, a lot of which are genuinely not warranted. The same scenes play out 3 to 4 times, each time with some different twist, and by the end of it, you feel like you're watching an Abbas Mastan movie without the nice songs and the humor. So well, the sequel is definitely not as good as part 1, but it definitely has its moments, especially in the second half. So on the whole, I would say it's not a bad watch if you can sit through the first 40 minutes or so. And on the BMB meter, I'm going ahead and giving this movie 6 on 10. I started watching Haseen Dilruba too, but by the end of it, I just felt I was watching Race 2. What did you guys feel about the movie? Definitely do drop in a comment. And hey, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with more cool content. Cheers, and I'll see you soon.